Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a special presentation on the Big East Conference Championship with your Memphis Tigers playing host to the University of Central Florida Golden Knights. And they come to the Liberty Bowl Stadium. And for Memphis, this game right here determines whether we go to a national championship or we go to some other bowl game around the country. One step away. Let's see if we can make that happen. So if you're excited about this, man, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you do have to be brand new to the channel. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Welcome to the Big East Conference Championship, and your Memphis Tigers will be taking the field first on offense. And we'll start with trips to the left-hand side as Thompson gets a clean pocket to work with, throws downfield, and it's going to be caught by Trayvon Randolph. How about a big-time play to get us started here in a big-time conference championship game? Power 6 action. But let's see if we can build off of it as we come across a third down right away. Need the 3 more yards to pick it up to ensure that we can move the sticks and keep this drive alive. Thompson looks over the middle of the field, finds Luke McConnell. He puts the ball on the ground, though. Somehow we recover it with all those UCF defenders around. And it continues the good season that Joseph Thompson has had. He's closing in on 3,500 yards passing and 30 touchdowns. He's been certifying him all season long. But now we'll trying to get the first touchdown to Chase Mitchell. He does return back into the lineup after his lengthy injury, so he will be starting at the running back position today. But we can't get the ball to him, so we actually had to settle for a field goal instead with one of the best kickers in the country, Tommy Wyatt, who just set an NCAA record for most field goals either in a career or in a single season. Either way, Tommy Wyatt, he will forever be etched in NCAA record books as one of the best kickers, maybe not only of this season, but maybe of all time, dare I say it, you know? Certainly would be up there. And so is I.T. Thomas. He's going to make some legendary plays happen as well, as I.T. Thomas on a jet sweep, able to run away from anybody and everybody. And I.T. Thomas gets Memphis off to a hot start. We're already going to be up 10-0 as UCF's offense is going to try its darnest to try to answer what we just did on the offensive end. We'll see if our defense is ready to go as they go with the speed option to the right-hand side, but just nowhere to go. Nazir Evans was initially there before the rest of the defense came in and helped out a little bit. As now, 2nd and 14, going back to the left-hand side, trying to set up the screen, but that doesn't even work either. That's an incompletion, and now it's 3rd and 14. Let's see if we can make the Liberty Bowl Stadium roar. We can certainly hear it here as Higgins moves into motion, drops back, fires it right inside, and it's going to be complete. Eddie Coolbeans just gave up too much cushion there, and UCF able to move the sticks for a first down, but we immediately make up for it. Nazir Evans able to get his hand on the pitch and recovers the fumble. Let's go, baby. This team came ready to play, and you think they want to go to a national championship game? I think they want to go ahead and make that happen. So here we are, a couple of plays after the turnover where we'll hand it off to Chase Mitchell, and it's so nice to have him in the lineup. Brings that experience to the table and playing in those bigger games. So we'll need that today. Got to have balance on offense if we want to beat UCF. They're a good team on paper. They were like B+ across the board from an overall standpoint. So this will not by any means be an easy game, or at least not as easy as maybe we're making it look, because I.T. Thomas, he's going to score his 2nd touchdown of the game already. We're up 17-0, and this team is absolutely firing on all cylinders right now. They look unstoppable at the moment. So a big lead for your Memphis Tigers as UCF desperately looking for an answer. They might have one in the ground game, going to their wide receiver of all people. He's going to get a carry, and man, does he really gash us there. We'll see if they go back to him. playing that Ty Montgomery role, wearing that 88 number, but yet still looks like he's primarily a halfback. So really reminds me a lot of Ty Montgomery of the Green Bay Packers back when he was playing in the NFL actively. But even though he's a wide receiver, couldn't catch that halfback screen. So interesting decision here on 4th down. Be interesting to see what they try to do. And they're going for a 60-yard field goal attempt, which is nowhere short of being good. I don't know what they were trying to pull off there, but that was simply not it, though. We can't take advantage of the field position that we got from that missed field goal. We did end up going 3 and out, but we do pin UCF pretty reasonably deep, though. Although this quarterback has plenty of time to throw the ball. Thankfully, it still doesn't go very far. Only an 8-yard gain. And that is going to wrap up this first quarter of action already. And this team is rolling here to start this first quarter of action. We're already up 17-0. And we're doing this against the number 9 team in the entire country. So here we are in that second quarter of action. We got a 3rd and 4 coming right up for us here. 3rd down. Looks like they're going to hit us with play action to start the quarter. They find a receiver down the left-hand side. Thankfully, Chris Gentry brings him down quickly. That could have been a much bigger gain if Chris Gentry could not bring him down. However, that being said, though, that's still a 1st down. That still moves the chains at the moment for the UCF Knights. So here we are a couple plays later. They had it incomplete on the last play. We'll see if we can force 2 of those in a row. But that man was wide butt naked open before Dan Daniel came down and make a play on the ball. But UCF, for the first time today in the red zone, we're going to push him out as they're going to try to run over to the left-hand side. But access denied. TJ Cannon and Greg Copeland coming in and combining on the tackle. UCF will bring their kicker out yet again. He missed the first one, and well, he's going to miss that second one as well. So UCF will still be looking for their first points of this game, whereas we'll be taking over with not terrible field position. It's not great, but it's not terrible. We're starting at about the 20-yard line. Wanted to throw the ball over to LB. He was going to be open, but he slips on the snow. You know, these snowy conditions are making it a little bit more difficult for these receivers to stay on their feet when running their routes. It's been a challenge here, frankly, for both teams, but not for Jody Gentry, though. We know that he's him. He nearly picks up the 1st down through the air. But now we got a 3rd and short coming up. One trying to pick up this 1st down quickly as Jody Gentry's going to try to draw a defender on his side. Hang on now. Thought we had a person, but we end up going over the middle of the field anyways. Thought that was going to be a Jody Gentry big play downfield. Guess I didn't expect him to be that open, I guess. So that's certainly a miss on me. But Chase Mitchell, though, so good to have him back. Like, Roy B. Smitloff, he was fine replacing Chase Mitchell, but Mitchell is a little bit faster, and he also runs with some serious power as well. That's why we told him to start after DeAndre Fletcher injury. As we try to load up yet again, we had McConnell, but just let him a little bit too much out of bounds. A couple of yards to the left, that would have been a touchdown. So after UCF gets bailed out there, it's 2nd and 10. We try to throw it to the left-hand side, trying to lead it for Jacoby Johnson. But might have put a little bit too much air under that pass. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 10. Going with 3 wide receivers to the right. That's all the receivers on the field. Max protection with 7 guys waiting. We throw over to the right-hand side. We find Trayvon Randolph for the 1st down. Just making that read extremely easy for Joseph Thompson. And we keep the drive moving. Now, looking at yet another 3rd down, but only need 5 more yards. We go over play action. Trying to throw over the middle, but we don't see the linebacker. And that was a very costly decision. Nearly could have gone the other way. We'll bring our field goal unit out for Tommy White. He'll put this kick up through the air. Did miss his first kick of the season last week, but he will have no trouble hitting that particular kick, as that kick is going to be up through the air, and it's going to be good. So we have a 20-0 lead now against the number 9 team in the nation. So now UCF comes out on the field, still looking for its very first points of the game. 2:08 left to play. They go over play action. Got a clean pocket to work with, but it's max protection. But we get hit with the cutback cheese, and Nazir Evans well, he can only keep up for so long. And that's a mismatch on the outside. That's just what happens when we cannot get to this quarterback. And it's a big gain for UCF. Now looking to strike for the first time today. Dropping back. 3rd and 8. Looking over the left-hand side. It's going to be caught for the first points of the game for UCF. And the Knights are finally on the board. As Dustin Andrews, the quarterback for UCF, he is going to extend his school record for most touchdown passes in a single season. He now sits at 36 touchdown passes. So we'll see if Joseph Thompson can go into his bag now, as we will look like we'll have at least one more drive to work with before we go into halftime. As Thompson looks around, tries to throw over the middle of the field, does find I.T. Thomas for the completion. It's for yet another first down, and we have 3 timeouts that we can still work through as well. We'll see if we can make it work, as we're still going to stay in our 5-line set. Looks like we might have a mismatch on the right-hand side. Looking over the right-hand side, and I thought he was going to cut it off, but he doesn't do that, and neither does Joseph Thompson. So that should have been completed, but the timing was just off there. So we'll have to try again on the 2nd and 10. Looking over the right-hand side, trying to throw it up for Jacoby Johnson. But that will be incomplete, though, as we have a 3rd and 10. Thompson lines up under the shotgun formation. Looking for a big play again. Thompson wants to look over the middle, but it's going to be cut off and nearly intercepted. Trying to get that pass off to I.T. Thomas, but it doesn't work. And on that note, that will actually carry us into halftime already. And it's been an exciting game here at the Liberty Bowl Stadium. But we're only 1 half away from going to the national championship. We do have a 13-point lead over UCF. So here we are starting this 3rd quarter of action nonetheless, as UCF trying to play a little bit better. And this is one way to do it. Got to get that ground game going. That running game was not really something that we saw, but Thomas Whitaker, he's more than capable of really making some things happen. I thought he had a wide receiver number at 88, but I guess taking a closer look, he actually is a true running back. From the shading, it really does look like he wears 88, unless it's up close and personal. And he is a good running back, man. Ruttons has over 1,000 yards rushing on the season, and we can't bail him out like this. Nazir Evans, he's going to be caught red-handed with the face mask penalty. And now UCF inside our 40-yard line. Can our defense bend but not break? We got him onto a 3rd and long. It's going to be a 3rd and 9 coming up, to be exact. We'll see if Dustin Andrews decides to pass this football or try to bamboozle us with a hackback draw. It's actually the former. We got a little bit of pressure, though. Is that going to be further progress? And it is. That will allow the sticks to be moved. It's a first down for UCF. On the very next play, though, it looks like it'll be yet another passing play. Eddie Coolbeans quickly reacts and forces a smaller completion, one that they do only manage to get 5 yards out of it. As we get a look at Alex Tyson, who is also in the running for Coach of the Year. Really depends a lot on what happens in this particular game, but he was a Coach of the Year finalist, though. But our defense really struggling on this particular drive, giving up some bigger plays down the field before we see the biggest one that leads into a UCF touchdown. And just like that, we're looking at just a 1-possession game. We got a battle on our hands, and we expect nothing less against one of the best teams, not only in the country, or not the conference, but in the entire country as well. So now we take back over midway through the 3rd quarter of action. We had that absolutely electric start in the 1st quarter, but ever since, offense hasn't really done anything and allowed UCF to get back into this game. So we'll see if we can pick things back up yet again, as we'll get a quick throw out to Luke McConnell. He'll pick up a gain of 7 for us. It'll put us in a 2nd and short. Looks like UCF really trying to prevent the big plays downfield, but they come up just in time to break up that curl route. And now it's yet another 3rd down. So no, kind of struggled with. Only 4 for 10 on third down conversions. Can we make something shake here? And we do. Chase Mitchell runs right through the heart of the UCF front 7. And it's going to come out as a winner on that rep. That's a first down for Memphis. As now we switch back to our cup of tea, and that's going 5 wide. Thompson looks over the middle, tries to get it out to Jacoby Johnson, the former 4-star tight end, but cannot bring that pass in, though. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 now. Here we go. Thompson in the shotgun, got 3 receivers, plus a couple of running backs. Thompson tries to go downfield. We got Jody Gentry open, but we overthrew him. We overthrew that pass, unfortunately. And so we had to punt the football away. And all of a sudden, UCF, they got a chance to take their first lead of the game if we're not careful. So here we go. Big drive here for UCF as they got the momentum on their side right now. 2nd and 5 coming up as Andrews hands it off to Whitaker up the middle and finds enough space to pick up that first down yet again. UCF really starting to feel themselves here on the road at Liberty Bowl Stadium. We'll see if they go with their duo, and they do. Andrews looks over to right-hand side this time, finds a receiver. That's going to go for yet another first down before Nazir Evans actually has to shove him out of bounds. As Dustin Andrews has been very efficient in this game so far. 16 for 25. That's a completion percentage of over 60%. But we can also make our fair share of plays as well. That's going to be incomplete. And we'll see what they end up doing here. They end up punting the ball away, but they got us in the depths of our own end zone. This was a heck of a punt, and I thought we were going to get a safety called on us. That was really risky. That was really a bold strategy for Condon, but thankfully, bold strategy does work out. Gets us out of the shadow of our own goal line a little bit, but it would really help if we can pick up this first down here. We would really appreciate this first down. And sure enough, Joseph Thompson, he's going to take care of that. Slides just a few yards, but gets us out of the shadow of our own goal line, as that is going to bring an end to the 3rd quarter of action. Get those 4s up if you are watching live on the premiere or whenever you're watching it, because we are 1 quarter away, just 1 quarter from winning the conference championship and going to play for the Crystal Ball. So here we go. Start of the 4th quarter of action as we will open things up with a run up the right-hand side. We'll get out to Chase Mitchell for a gain of 6 yards there. And we got a 2nd and 4 now coming up. Thompson in the shotgun. It looks like they fake a blitz as we thought we were going to have that opening there for a second. But UCF quickly closes it up. And once again, we come across yet another 3rd down conversion attempt. We only need 4 more yards. Thompson looking to throw for the first down. He's looking, throws over the middle of the field, and finds I.T. Thomas in the soft spot of our defense. And that will be another first down. The mascot straight up not having a good time here. It's cold up here in Memphis. And you know those Florida boys, they are not used to the cold like we are. And we got a 6-point lead partially because of that, because we can handle these elements just a little bit better. But here we are, 2nd and 1 now coming up. Thompson looking to drop back to pass. He's looking up the left-hand side. Got a big play, and we got one for Jody Gentry. Let's go, baby. I saw it in the comments earlier this season telling me I need to get the ball in Jody Gentry's hands, and I took his advice, and you know what? He's a baller, man. Y'all know this, and I know this a little bit more now, too. And that's going to get us into field goal range as well, which will help make this a 2-possession game. And he's got a 3rd and 3 now coming up. Going to a 5-wide set. Thompson taking his checks one more time. He's looking. Thompson, he's going to step up and find Roybe's mid-lap for a huge first down. And again, we will be looking at a goal line situation now. And remember, this drive started inside the 5-yard line. So it's been a morale-crushing drive for UCF nonetheless. One that we got a chance to finish as I.T. Thomas. Oh, he almost gets it in there. Just down at the 1-yard line. And now we'll look to finish now. Thompson looking for a rushing touchdown, and he's going to get it. How about this? A 95-yard drive completed, courtesy of a Joseph Thompson touchdown. And you know what? We're feeling a little spicy as well. We're going to go for it here on the 2-point conversion, and we're going to drop back the pass. We have Jody Gentry, but he doesn't extend the ball past the pylon. So a chance to make it a 14-point game. We kind of fumbled a bag there a little bit on that. Should have gotten the ball to Jody Gentry a little bit sooner, but I mean, he was wide butt naked open. I mean, they had to throw the ball over his way. And this is a perfect throw. So Dustin Andrews is not going to go down without a fight. That's for sure. That literally had to be perfect for that to have any chance to be completed. And it was. So got to give credit to credit is due. I can't even be too mad at it, even though maybe it's that little bit of that EA Sports cheese. Want us to not win the national championship, but you know, it hasn't stopped us from winning all these games this season yet, as that could have been a gift for us too. I'm so glad that was incomplete. We should have made a better play on the ball though. Oh my goodness, that should have been picked off, going straight to the crib, right? But 3rd and 7 coming up though. We have a chance to get this offense off the field unless they do opt to go for the 2-point conversion. They try to run the halfback draw, but Leonidas Mitchell, he initially gets his hands on him. Can't bring him down though. So 4th and 1, and this does not shock me at all. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They desperately need this 4th down conversion in a big way. They're going to try to pass for it though, and it doesn't work because we hit this quarterback and no one was in the vicinity of that. That's going to mean that we will take over on downs because of that. And so 3.5 minutes left. That's all it takes for us to get to a national championship game. This is a de facto semifinals for us. At least that's what we're treating it like. Because back in the NCAA 12 days, you know, it's only top 2 that goes to the national championship. And now, after this incoming season that we're about to have here in a couple of months in real life, we're going to have a 12-team playoff now. So, making it to the national championship playoffs is not going to be as hard in the future, but it's a lot harder, you know, back in those early 2010s, late 2000s. Some of you that are just starting to fall in love with the beautiful game that is college football. But we actually don't run out this clock very well, to be honest with you. Only 2 minutes left to play in this game. We only made UCF use one of their timeouts. So if they can score on this drive, it could suddenly get very interesting. But our defense is doing its job right now, really making Dustin Andrews feel it this late in the game. He had a guy open down the sideline too. Thankfully, Matt Scales said otherwise. And now it's 3rd and 10 coming up. Dropping back to pass. He's going to look down the left-hand side. He's got a man, and it's going to be incomplete. That was in double coverage. The back end is holding strong. And now it's 4th and 10. Here comes the UCF Knights. Their possible last guess, but they're here. They need this 1st down. Dropping back. We send 5 to get after his quarterback. Gonna run out of time here, though, as it looks like that's TJ Cannon that's gonna ultimately bring him down. And listen, now we can focus on running this clock out, make UCF use their timeouts, but hang on now. Chase Mitchell actually gets a pretty good run in there. That's a gain of 8 yards. So we'll see if we can pick up this 1st down for us real quick, as we'll fake it to Goodwin. And look at this, just a parting of the Red Sea. Joseph Thompson was completely untouched there. Now we could be petty and go for this 2-point conversion, get to a nice even 20 points. So have a 19-point game, but I think we got this one in the bag. This next minute and a half, well, it's going to be just a formality at this point. We'll see what our guys can do, see if they can keep this intensity up, even though the game has, for the large part, have already been decided, right? But UCF, no one has given them that memo yet, so they're going to try to get some points on board before the end of this game. We'll see if we can prevent them from getting some garbage time points, maybe prevent some degenerates out there that maybe bet on this game, maybe bet on UCF to cover the spread. We did come in as the favorite. We'll see if we can prevent some UCF bettors from getting some money off of us, right? But 4th and 3 coming up, 40 seconds left. If we can get this stop, we'll be good to go here. We'll see if they run it here or not, and they're still going with the pass because they don't have any timeouts, but we had them right at the marker, and we can't bring them down. So UCF, they get to keep their little drive of theirs alive here as they desperately want those points. They really are desperate, to make some things happen here. I'm just trying to celebrate right now. I'm trying to storm the field with all these folks that have been so patient with our team. And BB Carr is going to put this game to rest once and for all. A safety that has hardly played all of his season. He steps up, prevents the touchdown, and we're going to get it done, boys. It took 6 years to make this happen, but we're going to finish this season 13-0, undefeated, and now we are just one win away from winning the national championship. Just an incredible accomplishment from a team that just 5-6 years ago was the worst team on paper. The very worst team on paper, and I'm so proud of what this team has accomplished this season. So when we first started this series, not only was the Memphis program just a one-star school, but they were also the worst overall team that was in the entire game. Now we see them with a chance to be in the national championship game as they finish the year undefeated. And let's go ahead and check out the individuals that made that happen here today. We start with our quarterback as Joseph Thompson. Had a solid game today, 16 for 32, 205 yards, 1 touchdown, but took very good care of the football. He did not have any turnovers in this game. In the ground game, though, we saw Chase Mitchell return. He was hurt for a good portion of this season. In his first game back, he was okay, 18 carries, 77 yards. Joseph Thompson did find the end zone twice on the ground, though. And then we also see IT Thompson get a 69-yard touchdown on the ground as well, which we all agree is very nice. As for the receivers, IT Thomas, he actually had the only touchdown grab of the game. He had 4 catches for 45 yards. We spread the ball around pretty well overall today. Luke McConnell was the only other person with 4 catches or more in this ball game, but Trayvon Randolph did end up having the most receiving yards out of any receiver. He had 54 yards in the game. Now, defensively speaking, this defense played a very high level of football, and it was very clear that they showed up to play today. TJ Cannon was somebody that led the team in tackles in this one. He had 6 total tackles over the course of this football game. Guys like Eddie Coolbeans, Joseph Minor, and Nazir Evans all came out and make some very good plays on the football as well. Now, that being said, one thing that I didn't necessarily like as much as we didn't really get to this quarterback very much today. That could be an issue if we go play a Power 5 team in the national championship. But TJ Cannon did end up getting a sack. He led the team in sacks today because our only other sack was guys that shared in tackling the quarterback, Dante Sims and Chase Gentry. They combined to get a sack as well. We did also force a couple of turnovers in this game as well. BB Carr, somebody who does not get a lot of playing time at all. He came in because, guys like Dan Daniel and Eddie Davis, they were getting a little bit tired. So he came in a little bit on that final drive. Got an interception, but he accidentally kneed himself on the 1-yard line. Thankfully, that did not end in a disaster. But Nazir Evans, though, got another turnover in this game. He was able to recover a fumble, and you love to see that. That set us up for more points, and that really allowed us to start extremely strong and ultimately carry us to victory here today. But now let's go ahead and see where we're going to go for a bowl game. We'll see who we go up against. But before we go into showing you guys who we play in our bowl game, we do get at least one award. We got our head coach, Alex Tyson. He ends up winning the Coach of the Year award, being thanked for the great efforts that we had. Nobody expected us to be where we are at this point in the season. But here we are, ranked number 2 in the entire country, which means we did make it to the national championship game, and we will be taking on the Clemson Tigers out of the ACC Conference. This Clemson team is absolutely legit. They are number 1 in the country in total offense, points per game, passing offense. Their defense is a little bit questionable, But that being said, they are going to challenge us like we have not been challenged before in this series. Better team on paper. The biggest odds, the biggest moment in our program's history. An opportunity to win a national championship for the very first time at the University of Memphis. We'll see if we have it in us. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed today's presentation of the Big East Conference Championship. If you did, I need you guys to go ahead and do me a couple of favors real quick. Hit that like button for me. Let me know down in the comment section what your prediction is for that national championship final score. And of course, if you're brand new to the channel and you just absolutely love what you're seeing, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me as well. As this is John Shake Gaming on the mic signing off. We're hoping you guys are out here having a good one. Take care, everybody.